Hello, I'm going to be doing a video showing off my sketchbook today. So yeah, this will be my drawings. Yay! I like my drawings. This is a mandala representing human society. The center is 4 fingers. Yes, these are my fingers, that one was my pinky finger. They're interconnected by spider webs and are surrounded by a dark void, on top of which the boats are floating. They are really cool boats, in my opinion. These are gems surrounded by fog, and surrounding all of that is pointy little houses that are very sharp, all sitting on a dinner plate. And that is human society. This is a light show. I drew this light show as my perception of the light show at one of the Paramore concerts I went to one Paramore concert. I drew this the very next day. And this is what my perception of that concert looked like. And this is reaching for the sun. It's supposed to represent people trying to reach their goals, but being surrounded by obstacles, which is everything in between all of this. This is a teddy bear sitting in a chair. I drew this after making a teddy bear puppet named Allers. This is chaos and order. This is the first drawing I ever did in my sketchbook. It's a bunch of cats surrounding a vampire who is standing in the sun, so I'm sure he won't be lasting much longer. That's a kid walking to school. This is creepy failed drawing. Love. It's here. Definitely here. It's a statement of mine. Drawn in charcoal. This is a wisp. I drew it after playing Warcraft 3. Warcraft 3 have wisps. I drew a wisp. That's a figment of the imagination turned real. I made this character after, for a story that me and my friends were doing. We were drawing pictures with picture bubbles and all that. And this girl was an imaginary friend that, well, she wasn't really a friend, but she kept showing up and out, and she was just part of the imagination, and she was very rude and not a very nice person. She was fun to play as a character, though. And this is a drawing of a person with ghost eyes. Tabby drew that, and that's Tabby's official drawing of me a few years ago. I really like her drawing of me, but Tabby drew it. And this is an old drawing of energy visuals of a sort. And this is a person standing in the nighttime on top of an erased drawing of a cat person. That's Wolf Kid. Ah! Aliens! They're gonna take over the Earth! What are we gonna do? An eye. There's an eye right there. Wonderful eye. Bobblehead. Aw, it doesn't actually bobble when I poke it. A bunch of lines on a sheet of paper. And that is a strange-looking person standing at the corner of a building. And that is a drawing that my friend Janine drew. And that's a flying thing. This is a collective whole picture, even though it takes up 2 pages. And for some reason, I decided to make this part daytime and that part nighttime. But it was all drawn on the 4th of July. Independence Day, you know? We all love Independence Day. And it's a drawing of me and my little brother, who in actuality is taller than me, but I drew him at the height that he belongs at. And this is the fireworks that we saw that night. I really liked fireworks, and this is the best drawing of fireworks I've ever done. This is a person who has been affected by people thinking that she is ugly, and thus she has this confidence booster thing that really makes her seem like a not very nice person at all, and it kind of makes her not seem like somebody who would be considered that she's just egging them on further like that, like a little kid. And this is a girl with the wind blowing, so her hair and shirt move with it. And this is a bear attack. He got hit by the bear, and the bear actually exists behind him. If you look closely, it's standing right behind him and surrounded by trees. Love you. The back of Sharpie drawing. Sharpie drawing! And I got my hands on a shoujo manga fashion book, and I drew that. And I actually wasn't paying attention whether or not that was male or female, and thus it looks like either both or one or the other, depending on your perception. This is a poker player. She has a great hand in this game, and she's obviously very good at playing by the mass amounts of money she has gathered. She is very pretty with fluffy hair and a smirk on her face, and she's got wonderful clothing. And this is a tennis player. She left her ball on the ground, and she's enjoying the fall breeze with the leaves falling to the ground. She's just enjoying it all. This is a muncher because she likes munchies. And this is Music Lover. That was actually supposed to be me. And these are little sim things surrounded by music. And that's because I like Sims and I like music, and together they make awesomeness. And it's surrounded by ribbons, because life is ribbons. It's all interconnected by ribbons. Mr. Business, because he looks formal. And this dude is a wind controller. He's floating in the rain, and it's raining, and there's a spirit in the rain who is looking at him. You might be able to tell. That's a genetically enhanced baby. And that's because it looks like an older person, even though it's a baby. And this is a prisoner. If he tries escaping, he'll get eaten by the shark in the water at the bottom. And he can't really escape that well because his hands and legs are kind of like that. And he can't really move that much because otherwise he'll be killed by swords. Really long swords with no end. Lion and movie set. Failure drawing number 2. Kitty cat. Tabby drew a unicorn. This is a witch doctor. The shrunk her. Awesome pun, right? Wahaha, I shrunk you. This is a person who is beautiful, and she's so deep in thought that the clouds in the sun have faces. This is a pretty looking girl, and it appears that it's windy. This is Neon Cat. Cat with Pop-Tart body that farts rainbows to make itself fly. Somehow that's rainbow. But, yes, I did draw that on top of an erased chess game, so ignore the erase marks. This is the irregular. Yes, that's a drawing of me. She is on a little path surrounding a mountain with a flower there. And on the side of the cliff there is a tree that's actually sideways. It's like that. It's a spiky tree, because trees are totally spiky. That's random lines. It's very pretty. And time is running out. Oh no, hurry across the balance beam before the time runs out in the math clock. Yes, I drew a math clock. I like math clocks. 10 is the one with the 0 afterwards, says the Happy Meal. This is Princess Valena Pink from Tokyo. That's what she looks like. And there's a giant picture of her. And these are little faces that she can make. And this is a kid on a clock with a cat on his head that looks like Coco. And this is Princess Valena and a disco club, hence the disco ball. This is Possession and Death, because she is possessed by the dude with the eyes and the hands, and those are actually my hands traced. Yes, my hands can look that creepy. This hand is stroking her head, and this hand is going to murder her savior. This is the cartoonized version of my hands. This is Jared and his pet cat. This is mandala. And this is me being very upset. I wrote Y in green crayon over and over again, and I wrote, everything is so confusing on top of it, except you can barely read it, even though I can, because I know what I put there. Average Arizona tree. That's my perception of it when I first came here. So I was very upset when I drew that. This is watched. One of many or not. Miss so very much, but no reason given with full truth. Unimportant to lots but wanna be. Understander of others and help not me. Seeker of truth, friends, and purpose, or else. Lots else of unknown matters, such as these, or just likes. Help thee, figure out this one for yourself. Then sideways I wrote me in light green crayon, so that's the overall picture. I was very upset when I made that. No worries, I'm not upset anymore, but there's a lot of deep meaning in what was written there. That's a crappy drawing of Valena. And this is another prisoner who has awesome looking hair and is strapped to the bed by his neck with a chain, and he is tied up with duct tape, and there is swords if he rolls that way, and there's a flamethrower. Is that a confetti thrower? I don't know. Maybe that's a hair blow dryer. There's random lines. This is an Ace of Wands, and I continue going through the wands for a bit because I'm trying to do something with tarot cards, and I'll explain more of that later when I get done with it. This is the same thing as this. So I drew them in one thing to show the similarities. This is a sketch of my grandma's painting. My grandma painted something and I decided to sketch it at the table. It took me a few hours to sketch her painting. And this is the Darkwood Circus. It is a drawing based off of a song called Darkwood Circus. It's a Vocaloid song. And this is a tree that I saw while I was on the train to Michigan. And I put a candle in the center of it because I felt like it, and surrounded it by water because that just makes everything better, right? And that was me trying to write music, and that's YouTube stuff, and that's my Celtic knot thing that I did, and that's in Hot Old Dude, and this is a very meaningful drawing. It's Where Are You? Those are little baby eggs on the leaves for caterpillars. There's a caterpillar, a cocoon, and a butterfly. I'm asking where you are in the drawing, in your life. Think about it. It has lots of meaning. And that's just a song lyric thing that is written by Down Bard. I just kind of was helping Chance. I just copied them down so Chance could read on YouTube. He wanted to make a YouTube video, so we used my sketchbook as materials. And that's the end of my sketchbook. I hope you enjoyed looking at my wondrous art and listening to me explain my art, because I like my art. Blessed be.